in New England, fees. How do you feel about them in the preseason? What did they grade out for you? And what are their biggest needs walking into next year for the New England Patriots?
Preseason, I predicted a 12-5 season, a really good year from Mac Jones, which would have granted him getting the Offensive Rookie of the Year, which he was probably just a half a step away from getting it. But there was this guy named Jamar Chase that just came and took the league by storm. But I mean, with a 7-9, 7-9 was the record from the year before. So I mean, this year at 10-7, that was an improvement. I'm going to give them a B for the season overall. I mean, they did install a rookie quarterback into an offense that they spent a lot of money in free agency on. And they didn't get a bunch of big names, but they did actually try to get him something to work with. I mean, making the playoffs with a rookie quarterback was a major step in the right direction. Would have been enough for an A had they not just gotten completely annihilated in the wild card game, just not stopping Buffalo ever. Like, just like Buffalo got points given back to them for their performance in the playoffs, New England lost some points for that. I mean, that was bad. The biggest needs, they still need a legit number one wide receiver. Need some type of home run threat and somebody that can actually back the defense up, give them a little bit of room. Corners are desperately needed after J.C. Jackson being gone. Granted, they did just bring Malcolm Butler back on a 2-year deal. That happened a little earlier today, but Malcolm Butler ain't no J.C. Jackson. So in a division that's loaded at wide receiver in the conference altogether, they need a lot more DBs. DBs and wide receivers. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to stop people or keep up. So, I mean, there's a lot of work to be done in New England moving into this next season.
Yeah, no doubt about that. New England they were a team that surprised a lot of people. You know, Mac Jones coming in, we had to talk on the show. Can Mac Jones win 7 games? Could he win 11 or 12 games? We really didn't know overall with New England. Again, no preseason predictions on my end from them. I probably would have guessed them around the same record as you, Fees. But you know, when you talk about the fact that they did come in this year and based on what was put in front of them, based on the talent they did or didn't have, based on the quarterback situation, I give New England an A at this point. I know they kind of backpedaled into what would have been a postseason run for them before running into the Bills. But Mac Jones got out of the bad throw business. New England's defense was still one of the best in the league. Bill Belichick was still one of the best coaches in the NFL. No question about that. So when you look at the fact that everything that was on the table for New England at this point in time, I mean, rookie quarterback, so much happened in the offseason, no vertical threat. You still obviously got an older coach in there who is defensive-minded, but is still playing well enough to get you into the postseason with enough of an offensive presence. Now we talk about biggest needs. And we've been saying it for so many years, Fees. It's a vertical threat, and another vertical threat. Now, I'm not even going to, go on here and kind of, pitch what I was saying earlier about a Teddy Bridgewater and a Tua, because I believe Mac Jones can have that big arm. He can throw deep. He can be accurate with that. But if you can get him someone out there, I mean, again, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf are not going to be in Seattle. DK specifically, okay? Because Tyler got his money. Kind of unjustly to me because he's very inconsistent. You can even look at the fantasy numbers, the week-by-week stuff like that. But DK is still on an original deal. I know DK is a major guy. You can use him in multiple ways. He's very quick. He's very strong. You can bring in a guy like him. You can bring in potentially a tight end, someone big at the position that can be a vertical threat, play 25 to 30 yards down the field, because the AFC is loaded. Like you said, the Dolphins are loading up. The Bills are loading up. Look at the Broncos. Look at the whole AFC West. I mean, this conference, not even division, is not slowing down. You definitely got to go get a vertical threat for New England.